Well, hello there, Mallards. It is somehow Monday, and I also somehow didn't record a diggity darn thing. Uh, Today, I went on an adventure with Melanis. I picked her up and took her to get her blood drawn. That was riveting. And I also went to Crumble Cookie because I was in a mood, and that mood was the mood where I didn't want to write a blog about PDO thread lifts for a med spa. And so instead, I went and got cookies, which were delicious. Crumble Cookie is delicious. This week's flavors included a chocolate salted caramel that I really like, a chocolate strawberry cheesecake that I haven't tried yet, and a birthday cake sugar cookie that was delicious. And so that is what I did with my day. Not that you would know that from watching this absolutely riveting video of me at 3 a.m. I did eventually finish that blog / product page. It's a product page, actually. It was not easy, and I'm really not particularly looking forward to this week's assignments, which include a whole selection on luxury college basketball inspired jewelry. Just the next time you can think of 750 words to write about that, hit me up, because I'd love to pick your brain. But I also this evening went to En Route again, the show that I went to on Friday that I talked about. This time I took Megan. I also tried to incite complete chaos. It did not work out the way that I wanted it to, but I did achieve 2 different pathways than I had gotten previously, which I consider a win, because that gave me an opportunity to explore 2 different avenues that I hadn't before, see a little bit more about the world. And because I went in with some information and also with some questions already lingering, I was able to get a lot more about the world because I asked completely different questions this time. I based myself on trying to dig deeper into some history and mythos and some other stuff rather than just focusing on surface. Whereas last time I asked a lot of questions like, what is your real name? How do you know this person? This time I asked a lot of questions like, what happened just before this? What's going on in the world outside? What is the wider mythos of this world we're in? And I think that was helpful for me. It certainly raised the stakes in the show and made it a little more dynamic, which I think was really good. It still has some of the shortcomings, but man, is it so fun. And I don't know if they're extending their run, but they do, I think, run all the way through next weekend. So there's still a chance to get some tickets. And I'm reading the second in the series, another different Alice in Wonderland retelling series. I'm apparently hooked on those at the moment. I've got a few. And so I'm reading the second in one of those series, and it is right now, the characters are split up. So it's splitting between the 2 POVs, right? And one of the characters, the, I guess, Mad Hatter character, although it's not entirely clear, but his name is Addison Hatta. So seems to be the Mad Hatter. Just unmasked the Black Knight who's been their main enemy. None of this is going to make any sense, and it's fine. Anyway, just unmasked their main enemy, and it turns out that the person underneath is somebody he knew from his previous life and was in love with. Is his ex-lover. Maybe not even ex. That bit I'm not sure about. But anyway, it's getting really intense. And I had a suspicion for a little bit that this was somebody from their past and maybe somebody who was romantically interested in Hatta. And I was very excited for that. And then they do the reveal, and he's because I love, he's why wouldn't you hurt me? I'm your enemy. And he goes, I would never hurt you because I love you. And I was oh my gosh. And then it naturally switched POVs for the next chapter. And I maybe skipped the next chapter to skip ahead to find out the rest of that scene, and am eventually going to go back and catch up on that other character, but I don't care as much because the angst is in the Hatta chapters, and I live for the angst. So I'm not going to finish that entire book before I sleep tonight, but I'm probably going to read at least 2 or 3 more chapters. as much as my cold little fingers will allow me to do before I need to find the warmth of my bed. So I'm going to read. I hope that you had a wonderful Valentine's Day, that you enjoyed spending time with people you love, or doing something you love, or just generally embracing the many variations and levels of love. And I'll see you tomorrow.